doing what I did in my 20s will completely ruin your life, but doing what I did since I turned 30 when I had my spiritual awakening and what I'm still doing up to this day can allow you to create a life of love, abundance and health. I've done it and you can do it too. And I've studied every lecture from Neville Goddard. I've meditated way more than 3,000 hours. And I went to 3-week-long advanced retreats from Dr. Joe Dispenza. And now I can confidently say that I cracked the code to living and manifesting an amazing life. And that's why in today's video I want to share 4 personal manifestation success stories in the realm of health, wealth, self-love and relationships. And each of these success stories and the tips I share with you build upon the previous ones, so make sure that you listen to all of them. I'm also going to share practical advice to each of these points so that you can easily achieve the same success, and what you absolutely must avoid if you want to manifest health, wealth, the relationship of your dreams, and a true love for life. And on top of that, I prepared a very special gift for you, and at some point during the video I will reveal exactly what it is and where you can download it for free. I sometimes get emotional whenever I think back to the year 2020 because this was me back then. I was in pain, and yes, this is a knife. I thought about ending it all. But nowadays I also look back at this time with gratitude in my heart and with a smile on my face, because this was my initiation. This was my spiritual awakening. And don't get me wrong, when it happened back then, when I developed severe nerve damage after a cyst had to be removed in my bladder, when I was lying in bed screaming in pain when I put my boxer shorts on, when I couldn't walk properly, of course I wasn't thankful for it. I wasn't feeling like, oh God, thank you universe, I'm so blessed. I felt the opposite. In the beginning, I was cursing the universe, I was cursing God, I was cursing everyone, until I made one important realization. Even though I had countless dark nights of the soul, even though I broke down crying during meditations, even though sometimes I didn't even know if I wanted to live, I made the realization that if I have the power to make my body sick, I also have the power to make my body healthy. Because I knew, at least after I then allowed myself to realize it, but I knew that I made myself sick, that I manifested that by destroying myself, by hating myself, by hating my life, by feeling all these negative emotions. And I then realized that if I have the power to manifest sickness in my life, I also have the power to manifest health in my life. And on top of that, I did one more thing that absolutely changed everything for me, and that was to persist even though there were dark nights of the soul, to persist even though I broke down crying, to persist even though I felt like giving up more than once, to persist even though I had so much doubt in the beginning about Neville Goddard, about Joe Dispenza. I thought it's all one big scam, but I did not give up. I persisted. I persisted by going into the imaginal act over and over again. I persisted by feeling the feeling of being whole and being healthy over and over again, even though in the beginning it was freaking difficult. But I persisted, and eventually my body started healing. Eventually synchronicities came to me. Eventually direct downloads allowed me to think about amino acids that I had never heard of before. Everything because I didn't give up. And even though every doctor I talked about this back then, every neurologist told me if it's not healed by now, it will never be healed, but I did not give up. And nowadays I'm completely healthy. I can jump up and down, I can go to the gym, I can dance, I can do whatever I want. So if you're suffering from a health issue, do not give up, persist. And what I also learned on my journey is that self-hate will not only destroy your manifestation, but it will also destroy your life. And I had a shit ton of it. I mean, a lot, excuse my language. I had a lot of self-hate. And this was partially because of unresolved trauma from the passing of my twin brother, who died right after we were born. It was also because I was born with a congenital heart defect and I had scars all over my body that I didn't really find a way to deal with as a teenager. And it was coming from all kinds of different sources, but especially from myself. Until I then finally allowed myself through the spiritual awakening to open my heart, and then through opening my heart to heal my heart. And the very first time I did brain and heart coherence, it looked like this. Okay, the heart and the brain, yeah, I mean, focus on my heart, I focus on my brain, I don't feel anything. Yep, I didn't feel anything, but guess what? And this takes me back to point number one. I persisted. I went into brain and heart coherence again. I practiced it again, and eventually I then realized, also through the teachings of Dr. Joe Dispenza, that our heart is our center of creation, which means when you activate your heart, you can then send the signal out into the field and draw the experience back to you with the elevated emotion. And with your activated heart, it can flow to you. Through your activated heart, your manifestation can come to you. And on top of that, you will love your life more, you will love others more, you will love the world more, you will love yourself more, and amazing synchronicities can flow to you, and your manifestation can flow to you in ways that you cannot possibly imagine. And nowadays I love myself and I love my life, and if you are ready to let the universe know that you love your life, that you are ready to embrace the energy of I'm in love with life, because with this energy you draw the life you love to you, then I invite you to comment down below, I'm in love with life. Comment down below, I'm in love with life. And in case the subscribe button and the like button look really enticing to you, then you might want to press it. And always keep in mind that the only way for you, and this brings me to the next point and the next wonderful experience that I had, we could also say the next wonderful manifestation, is that your love for life and your love for yourself allow you to vibrate at the frequency of love, and only then will you be able to draw the love of your life to you. Now, what if I told you that it's possible to manifest the love of your life in only 14 days? I did it, so can you, and I even made a video about it. And when we have a look at my dating life before my spiritual awakening, the following words come to mind: chaotic, shallow, traumatic, and excessive. I mean, let's have a look at my dating life before my spiritual awakening. So let's have a look at this dating life. Oh my god. Now, the best way to describe the relationship with my girlfriend would be loving, caring, supportive, calm, peaceful, balanced, safe, and secure. And yes, if you activate your heart and you live your life from the energy of love, then a wonderful relationship can flow to you. But it's not enough to want the love that you want. You have to become the love that you want. And what if I told you that for some people it's really easy to manifest large sums of money and to even triple or quadruple their income? I mean, I know it from my own experience, because in the last 4 years I 20x'd my income. In fact, nowadays I'm more than 20x'd my income. How is that possible? A lot of people would actually say that there's something magical about it. Expelliarmus! But there's truly nothing magical about it, because all I did was to climb the ladder of abundance by expanding my money consciousness more and more and more, which means once I reached the next stage, then it was easy to picture myself one stage above that, then again one above that. And I still remember how I told my mentor coach back then, haha, I will manifest $3,000 a month. And he looked at me and said, double it. And I replied with, what? Are you crazy? Doubling? 6,000 a month? Are you insane? That was my reaction back then. But he believed in me, and for some reason the fact that he believed in me allowed me to believe in myself, and I then doubled it, and from there I doubled it again, and from there I doubled it again. And if you would have told my old self, myself before my spiritual awakening, that I would ever make more than $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month, my old self would have said absolutely impossible. And now it's my new reality, and it can be your reality as well. And if you want to work with me on drawing more abundance to you, then you can go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/abundance or click on the first link in the description to find out more about my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program. But of course, you can also start with your free gift that you can download in the last link in the description, or with my audio program, the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program that contains practical exercises, detailed lectures, and powerful hypnosis. And you can find that by going to affirmationtomanifestation.com/mastery or by clicking on the second link in the description. And of course, all the tips and the personal experiences I shared with you in this video won't matter if you continue to think about money in a way where you limit yourself instead of lifting yourself up. And that's why you are ready to think differently about money so that more money can flow to you. And that's why I invite you to watch this video in which I explain in detail how to think about money so that more and more money can flow to you.